All right, so good evening, good afternoon. This is been a pretty damn good day. I know a lot of you guys swung into today with the Qs, and that was we closed flat up against that 508. We talked about targets to the upside. Right now, we're setting dead slab center in the middle of a box. The targets that we talked about, I wasn't sure, but we're there, and that's 516.80. So we are looking for uh, maybe some potential continuation. I have two levels that we're going to be watching going into today. Do this like a weatherman. Um, so 24-hour candle. Again, I get asked this question all the time. Why do I move time frames, right? Or why am I on the 3 or why am I on the 4 hour instead of the 24? If I can't see, right? There's a couple of things that you shouldn't walk away from the chart empty-handed, right? We've gotten support, right? We look at previous resistance, right? We look at all of that, but we don't see any of the minor details. So, and that's actually a really good target if we end up continuing to move to the upside. But that's why I'm moving to the 4 hour. And I can see there's a bottom here, right? At 521. You just flush through it. You hardly retested it. It's going to be an area to move up. Now, this is hard to justify when it comes to, yes, it is empty and then empty, but here, not so much. So I have to go with 525.75 psychological target anyway. And I think we talked about setting a range, right, on the hourly here. So you can almost see it's like that is actually empty space through here. You could just do it like this, but I think it's better to look at it this way. So 525, 65, 75, and then a move right into that 528. And this is where things should be relatively buttery with the target right around. And I don't know, the hourly seems like a pretty solid target right there at 533.27 carries into the 4 hour. So definitely solid continuation to the upside. It's always weird taking things when they're ripping like this, but if sellers were going to step up, obviously there's always in these conditions, and I know that not everybody likes to hedge like I do, um, but when I see empty space like this underneath me, I feel good about picking hedges, right? And so what I'll do is I'll go look to my left. If you are taking anything to the upside, we're looking at a 512 target, right? Or excuse me, rather floor underneath us. So what do we do with that information, right? If the Qs were to pull back and drop underneath 515.60 somehow, right? Canceling out the punchback somehow. I don't think we will. You would fall 100% to me to 512, and that would give way to a potential 508 target. So you could use both of those areas or SQQ and relate that same target on the chart, and hedge yourself if you are taking anything to the upside. So that's the Qs. Let's take a look at the SPY. And I'm pretty sure, right, that we should be moving right into that 591.64. And that's the 24-hour, pulling information from the 24-hour. All right. So clearly, and I might even drag this down. There we go. So you've got a floor here. Okay, we're good. And that's where we were pretty much closed up against. I still see relatively empty space right here, and that target on the 24-hour carries down to 591.50. So that would be our nearest target. Moving down to the hourly, that seems like it holds up. That is one of those situations where you could see a gap up, a pull back, and maybe a little bit of building showing that you can hold that. Wow. Nice job. Yeah. I played Bobby, nice job. Yeah, I played some VR with Bobby playing contractors, and he was just holding a Q contract of 500%. Diabolical. Anyway, so that's what I'm seeing. Again, with SPY and everything else, this one's not as straightforward as the Qs are. Like if I was, this is okay. Let's do something here because I don't think I talk about this enough. So when I talk about hedges, right, I did think I explained this pretty well. Looking over to our left, right on the hourly, we've got the floor right here. When I decide to choose the Qs over SPY, right, doesn't that make a lot more sense than this? At least with all of this structure, at least on the hourly, right? And as you move down, it stays pretty empty, right? As you move down here, you have structure. You have that right there would be a really great mark, right? So it's not, but preference wise, you can see the risk to reward looks like it kind of favors the Qs. All right. So back to what I was saying. I do want to talk about what is past SPY because like the Qs, there's a target area, and you might have already seen this right here, right? That pocket, and really I kind of, that circle doesn't do it justice. It's really that pocket right there. There's a couple of interruptions like the floor here, but with the way that we're heading, I think outside of 598, right, that seems almost inevitable. I think the real question is do we fill that space up and just keep screaming? You know, the market's euphoric right now. It's feeling like everything's going to get better. And we don't know that, but on the chart or looking at the chart, we've recovered some pretty serious levels, broken past some pretty bearish ones. We definitely left a fuck ton of empty space behind us, and that'll be really. Go ahead and put it in your on a note, post-it note or something, or you know, your alarm clock. Don't miss that, because that right there, that'll make you a car. Maybe like a 2016 Toyota, Honda, or I don't know, Camry, maybe a Kia.
Maybe.
Depends.
4 tires will work.
Yeah, and just for. All right. So last one's IWM. This one's a little bit weirder. It's just weird. Just a weird thing. On the weekly, it's a little bit more straightforward, right? And it really, I think it's not really much of a debate that the 214.50 area on the weekly is a target to the upside, right? But we can see that we're still inside, especially when we go to the 4 hour, we're inside of this little space. So I'll leave a block right there. You're closing up against the wall. Sellers haven't really stepped up. So the target to the upside, if you're looking at IWM, isn't too far away. It's an interesting little setup there. And so you would have two targets, 211.84 and 214.50. So, all right. So that's our ETFs. I want to follow up really quickly with Oxy. It's been creeping up, still green on that motherfucker. Sorry, a little bit, could be more eloquent. Looking for 45. And really want to see when we go down to the 4 hour, how you respond to that previous high. If we can cross that, folks, it might be time to roll. Right? Roll these contracts out. Let's see here. And I don't know if everybody else has gotten out, but those contracts are still sitting at 443%, which is absolutely impossible, and nobody's ever done it before. So it can't be real. But over that 45 mark, that's where, you know, could see some pretty juicy movement. Mostly on overnight price action, I'm going to guess. Now, I don't know if everybody or if anybody is still holding ACHR. I am not holding a lot of these. Actually, I'm holding 3 of these.
Oh, same. I've got 3 runners left.
Yeah, so I'm going to let them ride. Candles closing pretty green. Maybe we look for, and this really doesn't help me very much. But I see a small floor, the 24-hour there, and the 4-hour. So that's still empty right there. We're currently at 11. You've got a target here. Whee! Yeah, so that all lines up. My goal would be to see a move up to 1236 and 1250. So that's what I'm looking at. I think if you are watching this one, watch this pocket right here. That's another setup that we could play into going into $16. So up today on ELF, if anybody is still holding equity with your boy, I know I'm gonna probably get that question. So here's my answer. Yeah, I'm holding into earnings. Yes, I'm going to hedge. Looking for a target coming across over here to 88.25, and I really think we have a shot at $100. And I'm up 41% on that equity, so I'm a pretty fucking happy camper. Now, just as a little bit of an insight, I think that anybody who is new, right, if you've been doing this even for a couple of months, there is no question, right? If you, let's say you turn a $500 account into 20 bands, right? An equity purchase like this is an easy way of taking a setup that you can't afford. What the fuck is going on here? Oh my God. IFTT is posting in the, oh, is it going to post all? Oh, it's not posting the pictures, Ivy.
Oh no.
It's
Oh,
okay.
hang on. So
Yeah, I think you have to.
No.
I think you have to. There's like a link that you can connect it to. Oh, Sammy. We're elf boys, dude. Is this Put Brothers strategy?
Someone put that.
Yeah, that's Put Brothers strategy. Hold on one second.
That's pretty funny.
Look at you, 108%. You know what, Diddler? It's off. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm up almost equally on Rivian. I'm up 42% on Rivian, but PLTR is also one. I'm not going over that one. I'm still holding that one and looking for fucking, I guess, new highs tomorrow. So, all right. If you have anything you'd like for me to take a look at, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Make sure you include which direction. If you have a chart, you can throw it on there. Oh yeah. All right, we got quite a bit, so let's move through this. MU, big green dingus, ripping. What is your target, Thomas? You're right. Probably. What's your target? Can you throw it on there for me? I just want to see what you think, because this is one of those things that I would include in a test. Targeting 100. You got it, man. $100.62, 150, right? But that's it. Good job. That's literally textbook shit right there. So watch for maybe a little cost basis retest, but otherwise you look good. Well, I don't know what you look like, but the chart looks good. All right, MDB. Uppies, please. Don't ever say that to me. It's like a little kid. You want uppies? 199. So you're getting a little bit of, yeah, you're fine. I mean, if you've already been long, you're looking for a break. Okay, I didn't see that. Hold on, rewind. Where'd that come from? Okay, so let me make something really clear here. When I go to the 24-hour, right? I'm almost positive. Yeah. So I missed this last time. I made a mistake. That has already been punched down through, right? So when we go to the 4-hour, we're really left with what happened in the most recent price action. Now let's see. Well, 2-hour. Okay, so we'll spread that up. So looking over to our left, there's my floor, right? And I'm marking it off of that. Green candle explodes up, red candle pops down, green candle pops up. That tells me that's my floor. That's what you need to secure. That's what you're trying to hold. So clearly you've made a stand and are holding 194.37. So continue to do that. Let's see here. KOS. Fila, I'll do that one. Let me get a couple more and then I'll circle back. Chart looks good though. Yeah, I don't see any reason. Show me your 4-hour chart real quick, please. Okay. Sometimes setups look so simple, you're like, I couldn't. There's no fucking way. Now I'm going to exclude whatever the fuck that is, right? And I hope that's not a punch down. But regardless, if that is a punch down, it almost might be worth it to consolidate it here because that is the most recent price action. I really mean that. But as we can tell right now, that's where your floor is perfectly, right? So this is good cost basis. So it's kind of funny because if I was to lay another box in here, right, that would be your 75% mark. A lot of the times, like, if one works, the other one does. So, like, if you recover this floor and that you thought that that was cost basis, but it recovers the floor here, there's a good chance you're probably going to see continuation to the upside. But anyway, you need 212 to break. You need 220 and 222 to be secured. And then, yeah, 230. I see the empty space up to 263. But you haven't done that yet, so that needs to happen. But Starbucks. Hmm. Huh. I'm in.
Oh,
What is going on here? Oh shit. We're about to buck stars, dude. Hold on.
Oh wait, there's more.
yeah.
but my income.
Wait, what?
Say that backwards.
No, thank you.
No.
Income butt.
Anyway, um,
YouTube.
I just made like a dozen people whisper that to themselves.
Yes, you did.
Are you proud of yourself? Of course you are.
This is
Really
power.
is.
This is what power it feels like.
This is power. It's
Um,
crazy.
All right, so I
That's my boss.
feel I see
89,
80.
18. Got it.
You know what? You don't need me anymore. All right. I would have a hedge for that
Oh,
gap down there, right? Or at
that's what I
least
was thinking.
83.67. You know, just but I mean I see 89.31, and then I think it's worth a shot. Dividends is coming up. How does it respond to that? It gets weird. It did it after the rip.
It gets weird sometimes.
Yeah, it likes to
weird
like
sometimes,
if you
bro.
notice it, it'll kind of cinch up while it's going into dividends and then pop afterwards. So if you're already in and you have a hedge, I think you'd be fine, because at least an inside hedge, because that might set you up with a little bit of a sturdier foundation, right? It's not bad. You can see the box right here, and you're bouncing off of it right now. So it could be easy. You could gap up to 88, wick up, hit that $89 target, and then maybe chop more into earnings. But this is one that should be on everybody's radar. I'll say it again.
Okay.
Everybody's radar.
This is
It's
not a signal scam.
it's not.
FYI.
But if this chart makes sense to you and the contracts make sense to you, then buck it up. Starbucks. All right. Roku. What the buck? Huh. Not bad. I mean, it's Roku, but see, it looks
that's
like
maybe follow.
Starbucks. So again, right, when you don't have the signal, right? The signal is good. It's closing green up against that red candle, right? It has empty space on the 24-hour up to 79 or 75. Maybe experiencing some 73.65 turbulence, but otherwise, I mean, that's another really good target. Do flagpole work anymore? Do I do like those people who like twirl flags? Are you asking if bull flags work?
What?
I'm not really sure what that question is, man. Just reword that for me, brother. But no, if you're asking if I twirl baton shit, no, gave that up years ago. It's too heavy on the family. All right. Toast. Kelly, welcome to the exchange dollars. Come on, man.
Switch
No shit. Toast is toasted. No shit. See you at 49.57. See you at fucking 55.68. Bam. Bam. Eat some spam. Let's go. Yeah. That's a fucking juicy meatball right there. I mean, it looks good as I mean, you got a clean launch. So just know where you don't want to go. Okay, so you're kind of getting yeeted, as the kids would say. Do they say that anymore, Jorge? underneath. Yeah, you're getting pulled back underneath that wick to your left. So let's see, 4 hour. It's a
It's
gapper,
great how you ask.
huh?
It's great how you ask Jorge what the kids are saying.
I was gonna say.
He knows.
He's a young
Always.
whippersnapper, dude. Yeah, he puts
young
me
buck.
on. He puts me on game. No cap. No. Yeah.
What kind of shenanigans are the kids up to these days?
There you go.
And the testosterone levels.
JM, are you asking for the Qs or QS? QuantumScape. Because QuantumScape is okay. Did you already see my Q analysis, or did you get it or not? You're good. I don't know if it's in my channel. Is it in my channels? Ivy, Alex, Ivy.
What was that, Chef? Sorry.
Did you clip the Q spy analysis?
Yep. It's uploaded now on Putter Stocks.
Okay, yeah, in my channel. All right. Net. Oh wait, I just jumped way down.
I've definitely cleared the 78 level.
Hi. You gotta go. All right, babysitting the kitten. Please don't take a dump on my desk. All right, our cat, which is funny because I have a cat. What's up, kitty cat? She's somewhere. I have it in a range, like a weekly range. On the weekly, it looks like it's trying to get up out of here. I mean, it's not anything I think I would ever take, but so you'd kind of have to do this level by level because you've already punched through that box. So if you can secure, and it looks like you're trying to secure that floor, I guess I would be looking at the $7 target here and a 744 target. Do you buy long-term options, say for the toast chart? Yeah, I take leaps here and there. I'm in a position now in life where I can, sometimes it makes more sense for me to buy equity where I don't have to worry about any of that shit. So, let's see here. Riot, sympathy play with crypto. I have zero sympathy. Don't you eat my cake. Get out of here, dude. You little shit. All right. Oh my God, dude, that chart. I'm watching it. This chart makes me want
Want to start a riot?
What's up, kitty kid? All right. Let's see here. Okay. That's going to do what Coin did. I'll take that. What do you think, kitten? I'll let you walk on the keyboard when I enter this trade. Decide how many options I buy. $10. Those are 6 cents. Oh, yuck. Stop biting me. $30. I like to protest. Protesting is good. Very American. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot for 10. Thinking
MSPU is another one. But you know, MicroStrategy.
yeah, but I don't know. Don't they have nasty spreads and they're expensive?
Typically they are, but now that the volatility's picking back up, they're nice again. I've made a lot of money on MSTU. It's the 2x leverage of MSTR.
Oh, MXTU. What the? Wait, what? MS.
So it's the leverage ETF of MSTR.
Right. What is the MSTU?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like TSLL with Tesla.
Yeah, that one has an 1137 target up there. Will you stop, cat?
Yeah, they're cheap.
Oh my god. Stop it. Yeah, that would be my target. 1150, 1125. Let's see here. Kava is tonight.
Thursday
Tomorrow.
night.
I know you guys keep having to say this shit to me. I'm like a fucking child right
Tomorrow
now.
morning.
I'm like get lost sometimes.
Or is it tomorrow morning, right? Or is it
Jesus
after?
Christ! Did this all happen today? Jesus Lord!
Jesus.
Oh yeah, because the CEO is leaving the company, so the shares drop.
I bet he is.
Well, he's dead, isn't he?
Oh my
No,
god!
no, the replacement one.
That was
Oh,
a
my
joke.
bad.
That's fucking diabolical, dude. I see a target down here at 300.
Damn,
someone made.
that would have paid.
Oh, that would have been huge. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would have been a
we
huge
didn't have
play.
enough insider knowledge for that one, guys. It all happened today.
All right. Gotta hold on, Chief. Nope, don't hit that page. So you guys know how I feel about this chart, right? Are we all in agreement at the round table? All right, we got a 104, 110, and somehow, something crazy could be up in the 120s, but
Garrett, is that what you took for Kava, 120s?
yeah. But I think that looking at the IV on these, I don't think it's that bad of a strike, and I think even if we get relatively close, we'll still be able to make a baggie.
When did you take those?
When?
You got the weeklies on those?
At 11? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you grabbed them today.
Will you stop? Yeah, Peyton just dropped off this freaking kitten. What do you want from me? I can't help you right now. Sorry. All right. Yeah, I think at least 110. 1% spread. No, I mean that's not that bad. No. Wait, stop.
Hey, Potter, can you check out Docu?
Yeah, throw that on the list for me, my boy. I'm almost there. What time is it? Okay, yeah,
3:40.
I got this. We talked about this one before. I think earlier this week. Let's see here. 2 hour. So I mean you got a lot of consolidation underneath this box right now. I think 70-80 is still what needs to be broke. You got 2 wicks at 74.14. You know, I'm tempted to almost give it that box, but it isn't the most recent price action. So even if that's 71.44, if so, but I'm doing it right now. Yeah, so like literally 77.44, pop over that 74.14 top, and then, you know, you could make your way through that next structure here. Oh, there you are. I did. Yeah, I did. All right. Oh, damn. I hit my target perfectly. Hot money. Damn. There's our answer, right? The next target to the upside is 346.75. This is not a box, so it doesn't offer the same thing. But it does give you 350.22, sorry. This week's expiration, yeah. If you guys are on TikTok, if you guys don't mind tapping your screen, that could be sick. BA. I'll do a request one at a time, so I'm going to pick one of them. 24 hour. 206. 85. I think at that point, you know, either you start building and you for your next move up, or I mean, the momentum right now on BA is strong, so you're looking at the top, you know, long to 225. Let's see here. Nvidia. Sad about that one, man. It's all good though. Chalk it up to the game. Okay. So your climate you're holding. So anything underneath 129.12 is subject to pull back into the 125.90s. So just keep that on your radar. Otherwise, you're looking at a 132.23 target to get up to that 135.30 top and go look for a punch back into a new all-time highs.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. OKLO earnings tonight. Damn, looks like they already fucking had earnings. Yep, that is the previous wick to the left. Your next target to the upside would be 35. Following, and if you could break through that, I could see a 37.44 target and 38.70. Obviously, you're already at this target, so staying above $30 is imperative. Net. If you commented 2, you can drop that next one back in the chat and I'll try and get to it. Your next target on net should be 153.42. 319. 319.71 would be your next target to the upside. Damn, kidding. Let's see, 24-hour time frame. That is your next green candle to your left. Oh, cat's typing. What are you doing? Oh, you put on some Mazzy Star. Very cute.
There, you could pick his the contracts. He's trying to put 1,000 of them in.
He was trying to put on NVIDIA Weekly, dude. He wants us to try and put us on game. So go back to that. I've been learning, but not as good as you, man. Don't worry about it, man. You'll get there.
Your freaking cat probably trades better than Alex trades.
My daughter probably trades better than he does.
When it's some marketplace.
I'm pretty
Hey,
sure.
Potter. Hey, Potter, did you get to American Eagle Outfitters the other week when I got it?
I don't think so, no.
I thought you did. Remember we took them early for earnings? That comes up in like 2 more weeks.
No,
Either way, the calls have done really well.
going up on earnings or going into earnings. Might be able to trim.
Yeah, I mean, this.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, there we go. Weekly Apple. You're up against the wall. Your next target is 215.62 and 220 to the upside. Will you stop turning the music on, you little shit? Your mom is home. That's a tough chart right there. I mean, you're in fucking outer space right now. There's no other way to put it. You're ripped. So I guess really it's just focusing on what the next targets are, and that's $4. Yeah. Let's see here. Celsius. Does this have earnings? I already had earnings. Honestly, I think that's definitely becoming a candidate. With that wick, I feel like it has to go up. That wick that it has on the 24-hour on earnings. So I think, yeah, you're looking at $40 to the upside right now. Following that, you have 45. So like there's some potentially good moves. The weekly, shows a lot of spillage. And a pretty good setup on the weekly too. So yeah, how am I supposed to do this? You guys hear that? All right, Celsius, Apple, Uber. Damn. Well, would you look at that? I guess you should probably be looking at fucking, I don't know, Lyft sucks. Dude, look at Lyft. Maybe Lyft might be the next one up. Big fucking move on the weekly up to $32.
Yeah, I'm still on calls on that one.
There you go. Junior's hungry. SMCI. Yeah, big green candle close there. Target to the upside should be a 48.96. 49 would be my target to the upside, breaking over the 43.57. But that cost basis has to happen tomorrow, so.
Kids are trying to break down here a little bit.
Very good.
Oh, they're wicking down.
Let it happen fast.
Mm-hmm.
Crash down to 512. Make a bag if that happened. If that happened. You'd have to punch through this 5-minute box though. Then it spills.
But we have to hold this little drop right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not
Like
holding
we
it up.
can't afford to be, we can't afford to be up here. Or close up here.
Docu. Fuck. What the hell is going on with this chart? It's crazy. Weekly. So you're flashing all the signs. So 24-hour. That's where it gets a little weird. And I kind of want to give it the whole thing, because then it's just 93.50 is that next target to the upside. Yeah, I feel good about that. If you can get over 90.90. Ow. TTD, hate the gap below that we struggle. So again, I mean, it doesn't look so bad. I think if you're going to take it though, right, you got to have a stop loss probably right now, 78.40, 30-minute. Stop loss should be probably around 78.75. 15-minute, same thing. You got a lot of 77.60, and then I'd be looking for 77.10, and then 75.70. So you're not short the Qs. This is TTD.
I took a hedge at $70 just in case.
So Bob tried to go grab the floor today of that 1 hour box, and it failed. And I'm going to say the same thing, guys, that Chinese stocks are, a little tough. You're still holding on to the floor you need to hold on to. So I really don't see a signal here. And we know with Chinese stocks, dude, it's like you're gapping up here, and then you're here, or maybe you gap up all the way above 137. So I think, yeah, even this right here, I think is a huge level for BABA. So, I'd still be leaning up for the most part, looking for a gap up, hopefully. So you gapped up, hit cost basis, came back down, retested, and you're back up and kind of hooking, so. Sunrun came back to the level that I gave yesterday. Right? I said retest the top of that box. You filled up the majority of that empty space. So again, we want to always look at how do you respond, right? I would venture to guess that you're probably bouncing right now. And you're destined to go back up and retest both of these structures above you. So I would be looking over $12 flat. I could see that 15-minute wick right there. I'd be looking over that. And it's pretty simple, over the top of that doji or whatever you want to call it. Looking for 12.20. So I love Chinese stocks. I enjoy them too when they are easy to read. They're not always easy for me to read. and they can't here the coolest thing, there's a lot of pros and cons. The one of the pros is that if you do hedge, sometimes I've had hedges do more than hedge. I've made like a ridiculous amount of money off of some random gap down, some crazy gap or gap up. I've had crazy gap ups on Chinese stocks. So all right, it is 4:00. XOM failed, and it seems like it's failing again. Well, maybe not failing, but that is you could say second or third. I see the 2 taps here, but 1, 2, I think if you came back up, that would be 3. So right now you need to stay above 109. If you lose 109, you're susceptible to pull back into 107.50. And then I think at that point, you'd be looking down in here. All right. SoFi. So weird. Not a bad close. There is quite a bit of empty space. On the 4-hour, you have a target of 1530 over outside of this punchback, which is what you're fighting for right now. So over the previous wick of 1540, I'd feel really good about 1490 breaking and 1532 being hit. So I love SoFi. I took such a good trade from $13. Kava, that's what I'm hoping for at least 120 on Kava, which is on Thursday. So, all right. CVS breaking down. Oh, that's juicy. Yeah, you're a little too close to this floor now. Say you're even, could almost say this responding to it now, 2-hour time frame. So yeah, you might have a retest of the couple levels, but if you hit this floor again, you're coming back down to hit 58. A 24-hour candle doesn't really tell me much. I see I don't know. This one is, I think, in that mode where you are building up for your next move, right? You have a major big ass 30-minute box underneath you here. So you know where you don't need to go, and you're holding up pretty well. I think at some point you might end up retesting that before trying to bounce up and out. But yeah, it's at this point I'm not going to make up whether I can see up or down when you haven't signaled either one. You could sideways the fuck here and then pop up, or you could, spill, come down, maybe like wick, and again, forget the channel. You don't have to. That's just for finding the direction. So, all right.
Hey Potter, on hedging the Qs or SPY or IWM, would you go cheaper each day, or would you go something a little more expensive for Friday to protect the rest of the week?
So you can get
Or is-
less for more expensive, or more for less. So it's like, I think with the Qs and how much empty space you've created that quickly, I think it could be, that's something that factors into your decision making or my decision making, where it makes sense to probably grab something in the next 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. There's a big difference, but I think you could safely hedge yourself with tomorrow's. So
you're saying that we're in compression state?
on what?
On the queue.
No, I'm not saying that on the queues. The compression, I was saying that on Google. On the queues right now, we just had a major expansion. I could see a 50% retracement, just like we saw before. Yeah. So you could take a smaller pullback, but I don't think that would be. I think retesting 512 would be beneficial. And again, how do we know whether it's more than likely going to bounce if it falls fast? All right. Go ahead and pause the video or in the recording here.